gentlemen, to the final match of pool play here at the VLA Kickoff Classic, featuring the Phoenix Ascension and the Chicago Icemen. Introducing the starting lineups first. For the Phoenix Ascension, at setter number 15, Zach Melcher. At opposite number 3, Brian Lewis. Outside hitter number 8, Joe Kawiakamoa. Outside hitter number 5, Sam Haggard. Middle blocker number 14, Mark Olson. Middle blocker number 42, Taylor Harrington. And libero number 13, Brad Friesen. The Ascension are captained by Vince Anzuki, coached by Kyle Moon. And the Chicago Icemen at setter number 17, Ben Hancock. At opposite number 9, Dan Starkey. Outside hitter number 7, Mark Jones. Outside hitter number 6, Trevor Weiskircher. Middle blocker number 18, Brandon Poindexter. Middle blocker number 14, Peter Dabrowski. And libero number 3, Colin Murph. The Icemen are captained by Tim Faulkner. Our officials are John Rodewald and Liz McHugh. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, we're trying to work through a couple things with our live stream. The first point of the match goes to the Phoenix Ascension by way of the hitting air. Storyline here, both teams tied at 1-1. We already know that they will be playing each other in the semifinals tomorrow. So this match for nothing but seeding. Nice swing there by Haggard on the left side off the set of Kawiakamoa. No Tim Faulkner in this match for the Icemen. It'll be backup setter Ben Hancock, who just finished at Pepperdine, running the show for Chicago. Poindexter crushed right on the sideline. And big number 18 in blue registers his first kill of the match. Mark Jones, number 7 in blue, his first real action of the weekend. Former EIVA Co-Player of the Year during his time at George Mason. Good pass by Kawiakamoa. Haggard on the right side into the block of Weiskircher and covered. Lewis out of system, rolls over the top. Chance here for Chicago. One-handed set to Poindexter is covered. Starkey through a seam, covered by Poindexter again. Tipped over the top by Weiskircher. Good rally here early on. Melcher barely able to send over a free ball. Starkey high into the hands, able to be run down by Kawiakamoa. Could the block finally be good by Chicago? Yes, it is. A pretty scrappy rally. It goes the way of the Icemen. Chicago in blue on the far side of your screen. Phoenix in purple on the near side. Jones again working on Kawiakamoa. Perfect pass. Haggard on the right. Cross court, misses it long. Nice block move by Trevor Weiskircher, number 6 in blue. The Icemen take the lead. Another good pass by Kawiakamoa. One-handed set to Harrington. What a play. Zach Melcher up there physical, back row setter, but can still go up and set that ball with one hand, and Harrington right where he needs to be to hammer that one to the floor. Haggard out of Arizona State, number 5 in purple, serving in the outside hitter spot. Working on Weisskircher, pretty nice pass. One-handed set again, this time to Poindexter, and he hits it off the tape and just out of bounds. It'll be interesting to see how comfortable Ben Hancock gets running the Icemen offense and how quickly. Service error that time by Haggard. Easy serve by Poindexter. Harrington again, this time wrist away. Peter Dabrowski fronted him and didn't spread quite far enough to stop that angle. Harrington, another Arizona State alum. A couple guys from each of the Arizona State schools on this Phoenix roster. Hancock to Dabrowski, wrist away. Returns the favor in the middle. And if the Icemen can pass well enough to consistently run Poindexter and Dabrowski, the two middle blockers, as a big part of the offense, I really like their chances. As much firepower as they have on the pins, if they can spread it around, it's going to be a really big deal. Ace serve, Dan Starkey. Number 9 in blue, lethal from the service line. Can play both pins, playing opposite this match. About 6'4" out of Cal State Northridge. And he beat libero Brad Friesen that time. Another ace serve on Friesen. That one right in the chest. Wow, Dan Starkey bringing the heat. Starkey again looking for 3 in a row. Just out of bounds. Close to 3 aces in a row. The Ascension are fortunate to get out of that rotation, and now serving will be number 3 in purple, Brian Lewis. The high-flying lefty opposite out of the University of Arizona. Weisskircher, high cross court. Did he get the touch off the block? Yes, he did. But, sorry, the call is no, he did not. Oh, the call is touch. I think that's the right call. Called by our line judge on the near side. Weisskircher again, or after that side-out kill from Trevor Weisskircher. Number 6, he goes back to the service line, leading by 2. Lewis out of the back row, hammered and just over the top of the block, gets the block touch. Jones against 3 blockers, finds a tiny little seam and beats it. Nice vision by number 7 in blue. It's interesting to hear Jones's thoughts. I had him on my video podcast series, The Deep Corner, where he played both pins in college and even actually set a little bit during his time at George Mason. Interesting to hear him talk about the mindset switch and the technical differences between the 2 pin positions. Not a good pass by Friesen. And nowhere for Haggard to go. Another point for Chicago on serve. Haggard down the line, finds some small space and pulls it across his body. Nice range by number 5 in purple. Joust at the net, won by Phoenix. Both Haggard and Harrington there. And the 2-on-1 beats Ben Hancock, and Phoenix are right back in this thing at 9-10. Just out of bounds on the float serve down the line by Olsen. Hancock just long on the float serve to the deep corner. Back to rotation 1 for both teams. Phoenix trailing by 1, 10 serving 11. Melcher with the jump serve. Tries to cut it short and across and misses into the tape. Colin Merck, that's an ace for Mark Jones. Already Chicago picking on Brad Friesen in the serve receive. Jones again, ace serve right in the corner down the line. What a wrist away rip by number 7 in blue. That was a beauty. I like the location of that serve because it's right at that stack that Harrington and Lewis standing there in left front for Phoenix, serving right over the top of them. And as good of a passer as Joe Kawiakamoa, number 8, is, not much he can do to go get to that ball. Jones again brings it across, another 8th serve. That's 3 in a row. That one gets the lucky break off the tape and beats Sam Haggard, and that's going to be a timeout for Phoenix. The service pressure of Chicago, definitely the story here early on in set number 1. We will be right back after this quick break. Hey, Vince. The internet in here is struggling really hard right now. The stream keeps going in and out. I don't really know exactly how to fix it. So ever since I started the live, this thing's just been spinning. Okay. And like normally it would like give me a stop sign because to signify that it's live. But like I think so. It's been not very good the past maybe hour. I might have to kill it and restart it.
That's okay. If you need to do that, refresh it, whatever you gotta do.
Okay.
But the thing is, I'm gonna have to do the same thing with LJ.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until after set 1.
Yeah. Put it, if you can get it to where it's just running and lagging, whatever, we'll just set it.
Right. All right, back with you here. Sorry about a couple technical difficulties. 16-11 the score for Chicago out of the timeout. And Lewis hammered cross court through the block that time. Harrington serving. Phoenix is going to have to try and find a way to answer service pressure with service pressure. And a fortunate bounce there for Dabrowski as he beats the block and falls on the Phoenix side. One way to make Ben Hancock, the new setter for Chicago, feel awfully comfortable is to just give him a lead to work with. And Starkey and Jones, with a couple aces each, have done that so far here in set one. Starkey with another pretty good one. Tapped over on the overpass, but a chance here for Phoenix in transition. Kawayakamoa down the line, and Jones can't pick it up. That was Starkey, excuse me, on the dig attempt. Lewis serving for Phoenix, going with the floater. Perfect pass by Colin Merck to libero. Weiskircher high over the top. No touch detected on that one. Trying to keep the ball nice and high, use the hands, but he actually had some court real estate to swing at that time. And he misses it long. Tight pass, one-handed set from Hancock and crushed to the floor by Dabrowski. Nice high reach by number 17 in blue, showing his athleticism. And nice work also by Dabrowski being there and being available. Big play there for Chicago on what could have been a tight pass, resulting in a joust. Here goes Weiskircher from the service line with a 4-point lead. Another one-handed set and ripped wrist away by Mark Olson. You will see Mark Olson, number 14 in purple, run some of the most ridiculous approach paths on the middle attack that you may have ever seen. I'm consistently amazed at how creative the Phoenix offense is when Olson's part of it. Perfect pass from Merck again, right on the net. Who touched that last? I believe that Chicago did. I don't know what the call is going to be. Yes, indeed. It was tapped off the block of Hancock by Haggard, and a point for Phoenix. The refs are going to talk about this, actually. Yep, the call is touch off Chicago, point Phoenix. I think that's the right call. So the Ascension trail by 3, and now Kawayakamoa to the back row. As he serves here, opting for the floater. Nice push by Hancock to Jones, and nice turn cross bodies. He tools the block of Melcher. Very calm, casual, smart swing informed by very nice vision. Perfect pass by Kawayakamoa. Haggard on the left, rolls it over the top, picked up by Jones. He's out of the offense. It's going to be Starkey out of the back row, into the block, and he's stuffed by Haggard. Phoenix now trails only by 2. Olsen with the float serve, probably coming down the line here at Mark Jones. Now this time at Weiskircher, uses his hands. Starkey again out of the back row, right down the line and on the end line. Beauty of a swing by number 9 in blue. Really comfortable hitting that wrist away shot down the line. Not every right-hander on the right side is super comfortable hitting that shot. But it seems to be Starkey's go-to, and I like that. It opens up the defense a lot more when you have that range. 2017, Hancock again working deep on Kawayakamoa's hands. Harrington is stuffed by Poindexter. And that is a big insurance point for Chicago. And a nice read by number 18 in blue. Big Brandon Poindexter from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Such a physical specimen. Hancock again, same serve. This one misses long. Hancock to the outside, Starkey thrown into the block and stuffed by Lewis. Nice disciplined move there by number 3 in purple. That set was tight and inside. And Lewis avoided getting tooled, which was Starkey's only option there. Not a great set by Hancock. Here's Melcher again with a 2-point deficit. Perfect pass by Merck. Poindexter wrist away again through the block of Harrington and down. All set up by a perfect pass. We're going to say Colin Merck's name a lot this match. Number 3 in white on the far side. Libero out of Quincy University. Pass is just absolute dimes. Jones, who obviously had the 3 aces in a row earlier. Trying to serve out the set. Cuts that one short. Takes Kawiakamoa out of the offense. Free ball here for Chicago. Out of system swing from Weisskircher. Cross court, and he's stuffed by Harrington. Big point there for Phoenix, really hanging in there, staying alive. I thought it was a pretty tough serve. Serving 22. Haggard going with the floater. See if he goes to Weisskircher. No, never mind. The jump spin. Trying to work Weisskircher down the line, but misses it with too much wrist away action. And the lead back to 3 for Chicago. Not a good pass by Friesen. Barely kept alive. Free ball coming. Weisskircher cross court, blocked by Lewis, kept alive. Weisskircher again, this time against 2 blockers. Through the block, picked up by Kawiakamoa. Free ball here. Lewis, cross court, dug by Hancock. And it falls on the Chicago side. That's a big point for Phoenix. Chicago had a couple opportunities there. We're going to get a substitution. Number 16, Daniel Jacobs. A dynamic athlete at both pins. This time used as a serving sub, replacing Taylor Harrington. Daniel capable of coming in and giving a good jump serve, ice cold off the bench. Got to serve in here, obviously, down by 2. He does. Really good pass, though. Turned by Dabrowski, and that'll bring up set point for Chicago. Colin Merck is just everywhere, eating balls alive and just passing perfectly. Really, really impressive. And a credit to the libero position for how much they do for a team's success. Starkey serving for the set. Already has a couple aces. A lot of real estate over there by Friesen. Goes that direction but misses it long. Float serve by Lewis. Perfect pass by Weisskircher. And pipe attack to Jones, hit out of bounds. Also a back row attack violation. So that's one more set point saved by Phoenix. And now 23-24. This is anyone's game here. Chicago needing only one side out. Rotation 4, Dabrowski and Weisskircher, the front row attackers. Dabrowski into the block is covered. Weisskircher for the set, and he terminates off the block of Melcher and out of bounds. And Chicago survives a late Phoenix run, and they win the first set 25-23. Teams will change sides. We'll be back in a few minutes with set number 2. Do me a favor, guys, all you who are watching, let me know in the comments now if the live stream looks good, if it's working for everyone. We had to work through some issues early on. But I think what I'm seeing, it should be better resolution and nice and smooth as I'm looking at it right now. Huh? Yeah, now it's better. It's kind of going in and out. All right, stream should be a little bit more stable than it was before. Thanks for working with us on that. Now I can focus on telling a few more stories and actually commentating a match. So Chicago wins 25-23 set one. I want to talk a lot more about all the players, their backgrounds, and a reminder that the stakes of this match, to be honest, there kind of aren't any, because we already know that LVC is going to be the 1 seed and Team Pineapple is going to be the 4. Therefore, whoever wins this match here will be the 2 and the other will be the 3. And the 2 and 3 play against each other anyway in the second semifinal that'll be tomorrow morning. So these two teams know that they're going to be seeing each other in a much higher stakes game tomorrow for a berth in the gold medal match. Hancock starting off the match serving. Nice serve working on Haggard. Dumped to the floor on 2 by Zach Melcher. I like Zach Melcher's game a lot, and I love that he takes the game into his own hands in the front row. Really physical, really athletic. Hancock to Starkey. Crush cross court around 2 blockers. Starkey with no hesitation. That kid's just got about only 1 speed, and that is pedal to the metal. Mark Jones, who had 3 aces in a row in set 1. In the L1 spot, the outside hitter. Back to serve here for Chicago. Almost knocks Kawayakamoto to the floor. Free ball coming here. Poindexter again. Kind of a paintbrush through the block and down. And a point for Chicago on serve, all started by the service pressure from Mark Jones. Cuts that one short. Clips the tape handle by Harrington. This will be Haggard way out of system, and he's rejected by Poindexter. What a big, terrifying block that is to hit around. Poindexter 6'9", Weiskircher 6'8". Nowhere for Haggard to go that time. Had another good serve, that time the mix-up short from Jones. Let's see if he gives it the full heat. Yes, he does. Handled pretty well by Brad Friesen, the libero for Phoenix. Triple block and another roof. Poindexter again. Starkey Weiskircher there as well. A big-time blocking run by Chicago, asserting their dominance at the net. Jones again, rotation 1 receiver for Phoenix, kind of trapping them with a lefty on the left side, not right where they want to be. Another great serve. Kawayakamoto tight on the net. No violation committed there. Yeah, I think that's a good call. Melcher, a back row player. As soon as the ball gets to the plane of the net, Weiskircher for the Icemen has every right to go up and touch it, and doing so generates the violation. It's a smart play. You got to know where the setter is in order to do that. Kawayakamoto, normally Phoenix's best passer, struggling to handle the heat from Jones right now. Just out of bounds, and Phoenix is off the hook, but a really nice run by Mark Jones, putting his team in front here early on set number 2. Haggard working on Weiskircher. Perfect pass. Poindexter again over the top of the block. What a dig by Melcher. Scooped up, but couldn't quite be kept back in play. Good effort from Phoenix off a heck of a dig. But effectively a kill there for Brandon Poindexter, and he goes back to serve, having a really nice match so far. Nice, hot, sunny, warm Independence Day here in Northeast Indiana, and the gym is feeling the effects. It's going to be slick. It's going to be slippery. The guys are sweaty. We'll take all the time we need to mop up the floor and dry off the volleyballs. Six serving two, Chicago with an early set 2 lead. Poindexter, perfect pass from Friesen. Tipped out of the back row, a middle dig from Poindexter, and Weiskircher can have a swing at this. One-hand stab from Kawiakamoa keeps it alive. Against 3 blockers, high swing run down by Jones. Weiskircher with not much transition, high into the block, picked up by Harrington, right on the net and terminated by Weiskircher. And a point on the serve of Brandon Poindexter, contributed to by his dig. Chicago looks really good right now, even without their starting setter. I like what I'm seeing a lot. This is an out-of-system swing on the net, dug by Hancock, but a net violation ends the play early. He's one of the Chicago blockers that grazed the net, so that'll be a point for the Arizona boys. Weiskircher high into the block. Nice touch by Olsen, but Melser has to take the first ball. Haggard sets Lewis really, really tight and thrown to the floor by Weiskircher on the joust. Trevor Weiskircher, number 6 in blue. 26 years of age. Played at Lewis University, including a year overseas in Greece. Played a little bit opposite yesterday, back to his more natural outside hitter spot today. Does a lot of things really well in addition to his height at 6'8". Olsen crossbody, great dig by Starkey. Weiskircher pops this up, Jones out of the back row. Wrist away, high touch off of Kawiakamoa. Free ball here pretty much for Phoenix. Tapped over the top by Olsen. Hancock to Jones again, turned crossbody and out of the bick. An excellent set choice by number 17, Ben Hancock, the young Chicago setter. Hancock, as I mentioned, just finished his collegiate career at Pepperdine, and the younger brother of Icemen middle Dave Hancock. Starkey with the rip, but misses into the top tape. 4 serving 9, and just like last set, Chicago applied the pressure from the service line and used it to get an early advantage. That's making the new setter Hancock's life a little bit easier. And now Phoenix having to score a lot of points on serve to come back on this thing. And another good service reception leads to an in-system middle attack. That kill belongs to Peter Dabrowski. And 10 serving 4. Comfortable margin here for Chicago early on. Weiskircher serving against Phoenix's rotation 4. Wrist away, just out of bounds. I like the effort from Trevor that time. Joe Kawiakamoa, I've said his name a lot, haven't described him in any more detail like he deserves. Serving here, the former high-level professional setter turned outside hitter. Great set from Hancock that time, really well disguised. Flicking it back to Dan Starkey out of the back row, who terminates it off the block. Kawiakamoa, like I was saying, an All-American setter at BYU, set in A1 Italy, one of the best leagues in the world, and then upon coming back stateside decided, you know what, I think I'm going to play some outside hitter now. And he did, and he's one of the best players you'll see in the gym this weekend. That's an awkward slip by Mark Olsen. Looks like he's okay. But the Icemen are going to take the point on that. And that's what I'm talking about the slipperiness of the floor. The longer in the day we go, the more that's going to continue to be an issue. And on the scoreboard now, a commanding lead for Chicago, 12 serving 5. With Dabrowski, another George Mason product. Very good float server. Going to put one in here. Perfect pass by Kawiakamoa. Haggard through a small seam in the block and down cross court. Weiskircher, good pass. Jones on the left side, rolled over the top, dug by Lewis. Chance here in transition for Phoenix. Bick to Kawiakamoa is dug, and right on the net, Poindexter over the top on the overpass swing, and he puts it away. Nice reactionary dig by Mark Jones there. I think it was Jones. It actually may have been Colin Merkin left back. Another like flailing stab of a perfect dig by number 3 in white. We saw a bit of that yesterday in Chicago's match against Team Pineapple. Off of Kawiakamoa's hands. Tough pass. Haggard against 2 big blockers. And I think he chiseled off of Dan Starkey there. That looked like it touched the block to me. It definitely got some of the tape as well. Not sure if it touched the block, and the ruling is that it did not. That'll be a Chicago point and will trigger a Phoenix timeout. The Icemen all over the Ascension here in set 2, 14-6 after winning set 1, 25-23. Hancock, the Chicago setter, serving out of the timeout. Rotation 6 receive here for Phoenix. Nice float serve. Perfect pass by Friesen. Lewis out of the back row is roofed one-on-one by Jones. What a clamp by number 7 in blue. One-on-one. Chicago imposing their will, their physicality at the net and from the service line. Another perfect pass. Haggard down the line and no touch. He missed it just wide of the sideline. Chicago is playing big, playing physical, and playing aggressive. And it is showing on the scoreboard up by 10, 16-6. Haggard again. Nice high hand swing run down by Weiskircher. Out of system transition opportunity here for Jones. Off the block of Harrington, out of bounds. And another point on the serve of Ben Hancock for the Chicago Icemen. (17-6), a dominant performance by the men in blue. Another great serve by Hancock. Haggard again is stuffed by Starkey. Poindexter there as well. One of many times when I wish I had blocking and hitting statistics in front of me, aces as well. Because Chicago is piling it up on the stat sheet right now. A very interesting substitution, number 9, Connor Doherty, replacing Sam Haggard. That's a middle blocker in the outside hitter spot right now. I know Connor's done it a couple times over the course of his career, but not a substitution that I expected. Another block, but this time, fortunately, off of Poindexter and out of bounds, and Phoenix takes a point off the Brian Lewis back row kill. Now a much more comfortable rotation for Phoenix as Zach Melcher serves. Lewis back to the front row. And rotation 1 received for Chicago. They are up by 11. Tight pass by Weiskircher and hammered to the floor by Doherty off of Colin Merck. So right off the bench, Connor Doherty gets about the easiest chance to score you could ask for and puts away the overpass. Doherty, who just entered the match for Phoenix, actually from the Chicago area, from the suburb of Aurora, before going to Grand Canyon University in Arizona for college. Jones again from the service line, where he has been money so far in this match. Cuts that one a little short, handled by Doherty. Doherty on the right side, sharp cross court and in on the sideline, plus a touch. It's an impressive looking athletic swing by a middle blocker turned outside hitter. At least for the tail end of this set. And another substitution, number 6, CJ Suarez, replaces Kali Akamoa. Suarez, a backup libero. At no more than 5'10", but pretty springy. Going to play a little bit outside hitter here as his team trails by 10 in set 2. Starkey on the right, over the top, dug by Melcher. Friesen runs this down, but it ends up into the back wall. And another Chicago point. That was a good-looking block move by CJ Suarez just now. No stranger to playing 6 rotations, you can tell. 20-9. The dominance continues on the Chicago side. Poindexter, easy serve, working on Friesen. Nice turn by Harrington, but it's going to come back over off of 2 touches. Not quite, can't quite get there over the net by Poindexter. I think that hit Hancock and Jones both in the shoulder in quick succession. Ten serving 20. Harrington down the line. Weiskircher into the block of Lewis. Run down on the cover by Jones. Beautiful touch. Starkey on the right. Into the block of Suarez and terminates it deep off the hands. That is a really impressive touch by Mark Jones. It's going to go unnoticed. That cover off the block to the deep line sideline. Not the libero Merck's ball to cover as he's up in tight. Jones staying deep, runs that ball all the way down and platforms a beautiful settable ball that turns into Chicago point. Really nicely done as Starkey misses that serve there. But really no harm done as Chicago up by 10. This set pretty much just a formality. But again, the lineup choices for both of these teams pretty evident that this match doesn't mean nearly as much as their rematch tomorrow will. Dabrowski tipped over the top of the block. That's kept alive and slapped over by Olsen. Weiskircher threw a seam in the block, dug by Doherty. Can Suarez run this down? No, not quite. The ref stand gets in his way. And a good effort acknowledged by his teammates. Weiskircher back to serve for Chicago. Nice pass by Doherty. Suarez over the top of the block, 4-4, dug by Jones. Merck's going to pick this up and set Starkey, but he's in the back row, has to free ball it over. Olsen off the top of the block, and a diving Weiskircher can't quite keep it in play. Suarez to serve out of Cal State Northridge, a teammate of Dan Starkey's in college. Suarez with a jump serve coming. Perfect pass by Merck. Starkey out of the back row, tries to go down the line, but misses it into the tape short. Pretty nice looking feed from Hancock there, maybe just a little bit faster than Starkey was expecting. 13-22, Phoenix trying to build some momentum towards set 3. It's almost impossible for them to win this set, but volleyball is such a momentum game that any plays that they can make here towards the tail end could carry over to set 3. Good pass by Weiskircher. Jones on the left side into the block of Melcher, and he's stuffed. Little collision under the net. Looks like all of the players are okay. Yes, they are. That's good to see. A nice physical block by number 15 in purple. Suarez serving again. Even if this set might be over, like I said, this match is far from over. Phoenix proved that yesterday by coming back from down 2-0 to force Game 5 against Team LVC. There's a kill from Dan Starkey through the block and down on the Phoenix side. Dabrowski working on Suarez. Passed well off the net. Going to have to be a high bump set to Doherty, who turns it impressively down the line and scores. When you come in off the bench and your team's down by 10, late stage in a set, all your job is to provide a spark. And Suarez and Doherty have both done that. I definitely like Phoenix chances coming out here in set 3 a lot more than I did about 10 points ago. Olsen serving down the line, going to be handled by Weiskircher. Poindexter again over the top of the block, stabbed that by Olsen. Melcher to Lewis through a seam. Really good dig by Weiskircher. This has got to come over by Jones. Did he get Melcher? No, he did not. Attempted the swipe off the block. Didn't quite get Melcher's fingertips. So Phoenix continuing the little run here, now trailing only by 7. Olsen's serve coming. Perfect pass by Jones. Jones will get this ball on the left, and he's rejected by Melcher. Little one-on-one battle developing here between the two of those guys in the last couple points. Melcher with 2 stuff blocks and a forced hitting error. Momentum definitely starting to swing in the direction of the Ascension. Jones again, this time an excellent repeat set from Hancock, generates a one-on-one. Jones terminates cross court and sets up 7 set points. And Hancock, after that nice facilitation of the offense, will have the honors here serving. Rotation 6 receive here for Phoenix, where they got stuck in a big way last time. Pretty good pass from Doherty. He'll get a high ball there on the left side, down the line, and off the platform of Hancock. Man, am I impressed by Connor Doherty moving positions here in set number 2. The Ascension might have something with that. Good pass by Weiskircher. Jones smoked down the line off the block of Doherty and out of bounds, and that'll do it. A convincing set number 2 win for the Chicago Icemen, 25-18 the final score. And a 2-0 lead in this last match of the pool play phase of the VLA Kickoff Classic. Going to get Icemen captain Tim Faulkner on the mic with me here during the break. We'll be right back with more live volleyball. Stay tuned. Mr. Tim Faulkner, the Icemen captain, joined me here during the break. Timmy, kind of nice for you to not have to play every match this weekend, huh?
Very nice to be able to sit down and let some other players do some work.
So I was noticing the first couple sets, a young setter like Ben Hancock, the best thing you can do to make him comfortable is give him a lead to work with, and your block and your serving did just that.
Yeah, our service has been great, and we've been passing really well, so he's been able to be in system and really steady and making a high contact with all of his sets, which allowed him to establish our middles early, which opened up our pins, and now everybody's firing.
So what's your feedback on his performance so far? I kind of like the offense that I'm seeing. He's generated a couple one-on-ones.
He's been running the offense terrifically. Like I said, he's opened up the middles early, which got the pins going later, and now he's kind of spreading it out, and our service and serve receive are keeping us in a really comfortable situation.
So we know that this match is just kind of a formality to complete the pool play, and you're almost guaranteed, I think guaranteed at this point, to play the Ascension again tomorrow in the playoffs. So what can you learn from playing against them now that you'll be able to use tomorrow?
You know, the funny part about that question is that we've been playing against these guys for so many years. We all know each other so well. Like, all the teams that are here, we've been competing against each other for nearly 8 years now, like whether it was VLA or not. And so it's just a matter of who is on their game and who can take advantage of the weaknesses that we know that they have and play our strengths against them.
A lot of volleyball left to play today and this weekend. So, Timmy, thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest.
Thank you, sir.
Getting ready to start set number 3 here, and it looks like we might have a real treat in for us. Joe Kawiakamoa moving from the outside hitter position back to setter, where he played for so many years at such a high level. Not his typical role on this team, but like I was saying, in a match that doesn't really have all that many stakes, might as well try a handful of different combinations. And I can't think of a setter that I have more fun watching set the ball than Joe Kawiakamoa. His hands are unbelievable. His location, perfect. His decision-making, just how smooth and athletic he is. We're in for a treat watching this guy set the offense. And like I was saying in the last match, the Ascension might have something here with Connor Doherty as one of the outside hitters, and it looks like that's where they're going to stay. Same with CJ Suarez, not wearing the libero jersey, but in the lineup. It looks like those two guys are going to be the outside hitter duo to start this off. Very interesting look from the Phoenix Ascension, and I like that. Try all the things you can in a match where there's not all that much of a penalty for losing. So Kawiakamoa, now the setter, will serve first against Chicago's rotation 1 receive. Poindexter, crush cross body, and an excellent delivery by Hancock again. And like Tim Faulkner just said, as I had him on during the break, Chicago passing the ball so well and allowing Ben Hancock all the opportunity in the world to run the offense in system. And I think he's done an exceptional job of keeping the middles involved early and often. And Poindexter having a heck of a match right now. Jones, a very dangerous server for Chicago at the back line. Passed well off the net by Doherty. Look at how perfectly that ball came out of Kawiakamoa's hands. I don't believe he got the touch on the block, however. No, he did not. 2-0 Chicago, but I want this set to last as long as possible so I can watch Kawiakamoa keep setting. Jones again working on Suarez. Kawiakamoa will have to run this down. Doherty on the right side against 3 blockers. Over the top, dug by Merck. Weiskircher in transition, dug off the hands by Suarez. Nice set by Kawiakamoa again. Tipped into the block, and that's into the antenna. Off of the touch of Brian Lewis. That'll be a Chicago point. In rotation 1, a pretty clear weakness for Phoenix. Brian Lewis, such an incredibly dynamic athlete and point scorer on all areas of the floor except when he's on the left side. There are very, very, very few left-handers comfortable with the geometry of letting the ball come all the way across their body when they hit on the left. So this rotation 1 here is a big deal for Phoenix throughout the weekend to be able to side out as early as possible. And that's one way to do it on the service area. Doherty, the middle blocker turned outside hitter in this match, now in the L1 spot, will have his turn to serve here. A very good float server. Working on Weiskircher, pretty good pass. Poindexter again, hammered wrist away. Brandon Poindexter came to play today. And all the credit in the world to Hancock for facilitating this middle run offense. Good pass from Friesen. Look at that set from Kawiakamoa back to Lewis. Just so perfect. And a deep cross-court kill by number 3 in purple. How good do these two teams look on the floor, though? Seriously, like, all the credit in the world to Smack Sportswear, our apparel provider. The jerseys, the shorts, everything looks amazing. And that is a terrible service error by Taylor Harrington. Way out of bounds, not even close. Starkey with an early 3-point lead here. Looking to do some damage. Got a good wrist away action in his jump serve, but Suarez a good passer in that spot. Pretty good touch by Friesen. Another magical back set from Kawiakamoa, but an exceptionally good read by Dabrowski, along with a good block set up by Weiskircher. And the Icemen close the door with the stuff block. Starkey again. What a cannon and a perfect pass by Doherty. Suarez with a kill against pretty much no blockers. What a touch by Connor Doherty, eating up one of the hardest serves you'll see all weekend and putting it right on the net in perfect position. That was amazing. Nothing to lose, right? Might as well hang in there and try to contribute in the passing pattern. Weiskircher with kind of a set-me pass there now against 3 blockers. Nice and high and covered. Starkey out of the back row off the block of Suarez and down. Starkey came to play today too, man. That kid is out here ripping, and I really like how aggressive he's being, hitting the ball down the line. I love a pin hitter who looks towards the line first. It's an area that the block leaves far too often. Quick tempo. Good pickup by Starkey on the tip shot. Weiskircher out of the pipe, finds a seam in the block and finds the floor. Another pretty dominant performance by the Chicago Icemen here so far in set number 3. They lead 8-3. What a pass by Mark Olsen, the middle blocker. And absolutely, you got to reward him for that effort. Kawiakamoa right on a platter, and Olsen hammers it cross-body. That is an impressive sequence by number 14 in purple. Suarez with the jump spinner, handled perfectly by Merck. Hancock to Jones on the left side, and he's rejected by Kawiakamoa, trying to pull it down the line. I had Kawiakamoa on my podcast, The Deep Corner, several months ago, and we talked about the difference between setter and outside hitter, obviously, but also the difference between blocking on the right and the left side. There's differences in that for a lot of players. It was interesting to hear him talk about that. Tip to the floor by Dabrowski out of the middle. But anyway, Kawiakamoa, so smart and athletic and sees the game so well that he's just able to reverse everything in his head about blocking. And it is different. The geometry of blocking on the right versus the left is very different for a lot of players. So at this point, he's just going back to old habits from college and pros. That's going to be an ace serve, a floater working on Doherty. Dabrowski into the ace column on the stat sheet. Lewis out of the back row, through the block and down on the Chicago side. Brian Lewis, such a big piece for this team. The opposite position at this high of a level could be argued to be the most important, just because it's the guy who's got to take a lot of swings and score points in out-of-system situations. And Brian Lewis, a dynamic lefty. What a serve by Olsen. A joust won by Hancock, but barely kept alive on the Chicago side. Jones against 2 blockers, chops it down the line, dug by Lewis. Doherty down the line. Did that ball hit the floor? No, it did not. Doherty again, and he is rejected by Poindexter. What a dig by Weiskircher. I can't believe that ball was kept off the floor. Lewis pleading his case that the ball was down, but I can hear Weiskircher saying that ball was definitely up, and I believe him. That was an incredible turnaround. Cannot believe how good that dig was. Everybody on the floor thought that ball was down. And then Poindexter with the massive rejection. Good serve by Hancock, serving the stack. One-handed set from Kawiakamoa. And Doherty through the block of Starkey and down. Nice locational serving by Hancock. There's a lot of traffic going on there on the left side of the Ascension court in that rotation. But they side out on the first time of asking based on the one-handed set by Kawiakamoa, who's now going to give the jump serve here, being aggressive. Tight pass by Merck, handled by Hancock. Jones a little bit out of sorts, dug by Friesen. Chance here in transition. Doherty is rejected by Jones. Nice right-hand penetration by Mark Jones on the block. Another guy familiar with blocking on both pins. Did both in college quite a bit. Jones, after that stuff block, goes back to serve, where he has been lethal in this match. Might as well be aggressive with that and cut it awfully hard wrist away. Doherty down by 4. Rotation 2 receive here for Chicago. Perfect pass by Weiskircher again. Bick to Jones, tipped and dug by Suarez. Lewis on the right and a beautiful deep cross-court swing. Excellent defensive play by C.J. Suarez in the off-blocker position. You can tell that he's played some high-level outside hitter before, even as undersized as he is. His court awareness is really impressive. And another good feed by Kawiakamoa to the lefty Lewis. Starkey through a small seam in the block and down. Man, C.J. Suarez is up there blocking the ball. His 2 hands are at the second red or the second white of the antenna. He's blocking at a high altitude. Poindexter continuing his excellent match, serving up by 4. Harrington misses the wrist away shot into the tape. Dabrowski was all over it for Chicago. And a hitting error off a pretty good pass. Not what Phoenix needs right now. Perfect pass from Friesen. Rolled over the top by Suarez, dug by the off-blocker Weiskircher. Starkey on the right side in transition, high into the hands, and scores, plus a net violation. Chicago's transition defense into offense has been really, really impressive, and Phoenix needs a timeout to talk this over. Ben Hancock, the setter for Chicago, deserves a ton of credit for how good his offense looks in this match. Now, his team has passed the ball very well. They've put him in a lot of good positions. But he's spread it around. He's kept middle involved. He's gotten one-on-ones. He's developed the pipe. He's kept all the hitters hot and confident. He's made some good plays at the net. I'm impressed with what we're seeing from the young Chicago setter. It's going to be an important piece of depth for them throughout the weekend. We know that Tim Faulkner's the guy, but you never know. You got to have a capable backup setter. Ask Loy Ball about his backup Kevin Hansen during the Olympics. Out of the timeout, Poindexter serving up by 6, and the timeout effective as it ices the server and triggers the error. Good short serve by Harrington. Starkey high into the block of Suarez. Sky high on the Chicago side again. Dabrowski through the block and down. Just a merciless onslaught of offense by Chicago right now. Even if Phoenix gets a good block toucher defense, Chicago pretty much has never been behind in a point for most of this match, especially if they contact the first ball well. Starkey working on Friesen. Overpassed and dispatched by Weiskircher. Starkey deserves all the credit for generating the overpass and more physicality from the Chicago side. Service line, blocking, and everywhere in between. Starkey again. What a set by Suarez to Lewis. Chopped over the top and dug by Jones. Weisskircher into the block is covered. Nice high swing. Starkey on the right, a little bit out of sorts there, but off the one-footed little back row slide approach, he tools the block of Suarez and gets the kill out of bounds. Unlucky touch for Suarez. Starkey was so far outside the antenna there, not much he could have done to avoid getting tooled. 18-10, Chicago opening up another big lead, closing in on a sweep. Starkey again. Olsen out of the middle is dug by Starkey. Merck's going to set this ball with his platform. Jones out of the back row, high into the hands, and that'll score again. The transition offense from Chicago just relentless. So impressed by Mark Jones in this match, bringing the heat from the service line when it's appropriate to do so, but also just swinging so smart, using the block as his friend, not being afraid of it, finding court when it's there and finding hands when it's not. 19-10, Starkey continues to serve. Beautiful pass by Friesen. Lewis one-on-one, and a pretty good late move by Dabrowski, but he can't quite find the back line with the block attempt, and a much-needed side out for Phoenix there. Oh, the misconnection there. Really the first setting mistake we may have seen so far. Hancock and Dabrowski just not quite connecting that time. If I were Brian Lewis, I would use this as an opportunity to see if the jump serve is warm. I think when it comes to the playoffs tomorrow, he's going to need it. One-on-one, great read on the block by Mark Olsen. Dabrowski is shut down. Phoenix trails only by 6 now. This set not over yet. Perfect pass by Jones. Weisskircher with a nice roll shot picked up by Lewis. And a diving Suarez. What a play. Can Friesen send it over? No, not quite. But impressive defensive hustle by number 6 in purple again. Could have been enormous if that was able to be sent back over by some miracle. But instead, Chicago leads once again by 7. Perfect pass. Olsen high into the block, covered easily. Oh, what a set by Kawiyakamoa, but hit out of bounds by Olsen. A little bit too much wrist away. You saw Kawiyakamoa go up to kind of a hitting approach as if he was going to go up and hit that. Chest facing the net, dishes his middle. Great idea, just barely missed out of bounds. Weisskircher working on Friesen, overpassed again and tapped to the floor by Dabrowski. Nice serve again by Weisskircher, continuing to pick on Friesen and libero. Crazy windmill swing by Suarez, keeps it alive. They're going to end up being a kill effectively on the stat sheet. Hancock can't run it down. CJ Suarez has been a huge pickup for the Phoenix Ascension this year. And you better believe that when the matches matter more tomorrow, that he'll be back in the off-color libero jersey. Nice little hybrid serve working on Jones. That's going to be an ace. Hancock can't fish it out of the bottom of the net. Love the mix-up from Suarez that Just heard Mark Jones. That was the weirdest serve I've ever seen, man. Let's see what his choice is this time. Full jump spin. Yep, full jump spin. And 2 aces in a row. That time bringing the heat from Suarez. Backing up the praise I'm giving him as a new addition to the team. And just to be careful, Chicago's going to call timeout here. Still up by 6. But Suarez starting to heat up from the line. We'll be right back for the end of set number 3. Out of the timeout, just about any chance Phoenix has in this match is going to have to come from this Suarez service run. Another ace, 3 in a row. That time a lucky one trickling over the tape. Chicago saying, you've got to be kidding me. The deficit only 5. That one just missed wide, looking to go 1-1 on a deep cross-court cutting serve. And the Icemen breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. Jabrowski looking to serve out the match. Another bad hand pass by Friesen. And a really aggressive bump set. Not sure if he can keep this over. Nope. Doherty outside the antenna that time. And now 7 match points coming up for the Chicago Icemen, who have done a very impressive job here of coming in, getting the job done, being big and physical, and with a backup setter running the show, leaving no doubt that in this particular occasion they were the better team. Nice block by Poindexter, but covered. Doherty crushed down the line. Wow, what a rip by number 9 in purple. Another great feed by Kawakamoa. If you ask me, the second best setter in the league and the best setter not named Volleyball plays outside hitter most of the time, and he wears number 8 in purple. Nice pass by Weiskircher. Mark Jones for the match, and the tip falls. And with authority, or lack thereof, Mark Jones and the Chicago Icemen walk away with a smooth 3-0 win over the Phoenix Ascension, who, again, they will see tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern in the second semifinal. So that's it for pool play. We now know exactly what the playoffs are going to look like. The first semifinal will be this afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, about an hour and a half from now. And it'll be a rematch from this morning, Team Pineapple against Team LVC. LVC the 1, Pineapple the 4. And then tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., like I was just saying, the rematch of the one you just saw, Phoenix and Chicago, the 2 versus the 3. The winners of those will play in the gold match tomorrow evening, and the losers will play in the bronze match tomorrow afternoon. So a lot more volleyball coming this weekend, and the stakes are only about to increase. So I'll try and chat with one of the Icemen guys before we hop off the stream. But other than that, we will see you all at 3 p.m. Eastern for the first round of the playoffs here at the VLA Kickoff Classic. All right, Iceman opposite Dan Starkey joined me after the match. Dude, nice, comfortable 3-0 win.
Yeah.
I talked to Faulkner in between sets 2 and 3, and I was really impressed with how easy you guys made Ben Hancock's game today. I thought he played really well, but it was a lot because you guys passed nails and you used your physicality in the block and serve to create leads, so he didn't feel all that much pressure. I was very impressed by that. So how'd you guys feel out there today?
Good, man. It was really nice. We knew this team has a lot of energy, and they've come back in matches before, so that was a big thing for us, is just keeping our energy up. And, Ben's a youngster. He's good. He's super athletic. He's super talented. He's young, so, maybe not the great balls. We could go up and still put away, and then once he found his rhythm, man, we were flying. So, we had 5 good hitters on court today, a couple of really good middles. Mark Jones is could hit just about anything, and I just try to hit the ball hard. So
that's exactly what I was saying when you were ripping on the broadcast. You've pretty much got just one speed. But what I really like about your game on the right side especially is that you're not at all hesitant to hit the ball down the line. And there's a lot of right-handed opposites that don't really do that all that well. It seems like to me that you look for that first. Is that true?
So I went to Cal State Northridge, our coach there, and CJ, the number 6 on Ascension, will know this too. He said line doesn't work in this league, and he said that, and that's all he said. And I don't know if that just made me want to hit line even more. It probably did, but I like my wrist away shot. It's one of my best, and when I'm really in my rhythm, I could be going shoulders towards the cross and really come back hard. And so I like hitting the line. They don't. A lot of times they'll block the cross, so their libero gets the digs. But you know what? If you're lining it up, they're not going to be able to dig it. So
I agree. Yeah, there's no matter how good the libero is, if you're hitting the ball as hard as you usually are, not going to dig every one of those balls. So you're done for the day. That's pretty nice, and you're going to have a rematch against the Ascension tomorrow morning with very different stakes on the line. What are you looking forward to?
You know what? The same thing. I love playing with this team. The energy is great, and that's going to be it. If we come in and talk and play with the energy I know we have, we'll be fine. I don't think there's anyone in this gym we can't beat, but these guys talk a lot. They've got a lot of energy too, and we can't, even though we beat them today in 3, we can't give them anything. We have to, come back with the foot on the gas and ready to go and ready to get that win again to move on into, it's playoff time now. So.
Playoff time. We're excited for it. More volleyball coming everyone's way. And, yeah, Dan, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Thanks,
well played.
Thank you, sir.
One more match of the day. Everyone's looking forward to that. And happy 4th of July, man.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot.
I know, right? It's weird. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us again. I'll be back in about an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. With the first round of the playoffs, that will be one you will not want to miss. In the meantime, we're going to be putting up a bunch of content on our Instagram. Give us a follow at VLA Volleyball. Make sure you're subscribed here to this YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the matches. So, yeah, sign off for now. I'm Rob St. Clair. We'll see you guys at 3 p.m. Eastern.